I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, stop doing that. Like, it will not be half of what Trump did. I mean, I would like, okay, no, I'm definitely like, what about Biden? Stop it. White House window. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Fake news. AI. People was like, that's the Epstein's file. Like, it's Trump's dirty diapers. Like, trying to sell a different shit. See if you can find little Baba. You know little Baba is? Yeah, he's a rapper. He's a mute rapper in Africa. He's a mute rapper in Africa. He's the hottest thing. Look up Lil Baba. Look up Lil Baba raps. The funniest shit you ever seen in your life. Hottest thing on the internet right now. You ready to get started?
Just raise your hand if you I just texted that to you. Yeah. She messed your car up real bad. She messed your car up real bad. So what happened to Columbus? Okay.
My friends with the big oh, I can't miss it. I'm so glad I need to get rid of this.
They hated the car.
Okay, why don't you give a boot? Let me ask real quick. He says every other.
Oh, we got one live streamer. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Welcome, people, to Fort Wayne Comedy Club. We're about to start the show, Crackin' Up Comedy Show, hosted by Joey Lee. Joey. We need y'all to get them chants out to get this guy up there. He's kind of old, so he needs some help getting it up. So come on, let's start that Joey Lee chant. Joey. And here's your host, Joey Lee.
Thank you. Having a tough day. I think I mentioned this to you. I rented in my neighbor's car on the way here. I was in my own 5 houses down, and his car was parked here. And I was going around it, but then my GPS kind of fell over, and I went to reach for it, and then boom! And then we waited for an hour for the policeman to give me a ticket, and had to borrow my daughter's Sentra. Luckily, it made it all the way here, and thank you for being so patient. We're going to have a good time tonight, okay? Tonight's special. It's called Crackin' with a Cause. Crackin' for a cause. And the cause tonight that we're cracking for is the food bank. Community Harvest Food Bank. So thank you all for coming. How many of you have donated or volunteered there? quite a few of us. So thank you for supporting. We're giving part of the proceeds of your ticket price to Adam at the end. So thank you very much. Okay, a couple other things. We will also have a raffle at the end. So that's why I gave you the tickets. We'll give you an opportunity if you want to buy more raffle tickets to better your chances. And we have 3 prizes. The third place is a $25 Walmart card. You're kind of silent. I used to be saying, "Yay, I love Walmart." And then the second place is a $50 Walmart card. And the third is $100 cold hard cash. Okay. All right, well, before we start, it's my job to kind of get you going because the comedians that are coming out are really excellent. But the energy that you give them, they turn that back to jokes that make you laugh. And it's just that cycle, right? So I want to exercise with you. I'm going to tell a few of my own jokes and you pretend they're funny and laugh really loud, okay? All right. Thank you very much, everybody. You know what really is a bad taste in my mouth? Rectal thermometers. I'm awkward. I'm an engineer. And I just found out I have autism. Isn't that great? Whoa, there's 2 of us. We should ride home together. As I mentioned, I'm an engineer. I worked 37 years checking reliability of cars. But I think I missed my calling. I should have worked for the Trojan Condom Company. I could have been the one that checked how long the condom would last in your wallet before it got all right up and cracked. It's a long time. Also, the place I work now, my boss, sometimes he takes too much Viagra, and then he's really hard on me. Okay. Also, I used to be a rapper, and then I switched to gift bags. Okay, I'll give you one more. I really want to hear a lot of laughter. When I was a kid, the other kids used to call me the teacher's pet. So I went ahead and shit on his lawn. Okay, let's hear your damn shout. Are you ready for our next comedian? This man I know for a while. He's super funny. He was on our first show, and he's from Cleveland. So don't hold that against him, okay? But super funny guy. Let's bring up with a huge round of applause, Rob Coleman Jr.
Get up for Joey surviving a car accident to be here with us tonight. Joey called me on the way here and was like, "Rob, I had an accident." I said, "Oh, Joey, what was her name?" He said, "No, Rob, a car accident." I was like, "Okay." Joey, who do you have? Do you have the ostrich or the lizard?
Which one?
Do you have the ostrich or the lizard? Or do you have the lady in the white? Like which car insurance do you have?
Oh, I have the Progressive.
Oh, you got Progressive?
Yeah, it's got my insurance is going to go progressively up, I think.
All right. I got Limu, Emu, and Doug. Right? How you guys doing tonight? Y'all doing good? Yeah, we're cracking up for a cause. It's odd that they got crack in the name and then the black comedian comes up first. I promise you, I don't have any of it on me. Maybe later. I know some people I can call. I always like to test the energy before I get started in the room first, though. So can I get all the fellas to say, "Hey, Rob"? Hey, Rob. All right, fellas, I love it. All the ladies, can I get y'all to say, "Hey, Rob"? Y'all stop that shit, fellas. Get your ladies. They all over me right now. Y'all, well, thank you, ladies, for coming. I don't get a chance to say that to ladies a lot, so I appreciate it. Hey, no, don't laugh too hard. Don't laugh too hard. My wife had an amazing orgasm last night. She called to tell me about it. She was like, "Hey, thank you for getting that new shower head. It's amazing, right?" Oh, you got one too, huh? That Kohler, the 16 speed? Yeah. It's amazing. We've been married for 29 years, man. Can you believe that shit? Yeah. Crazy, man. I don't know how we made it this far, because a lot of my friends didn't make it this far. I got a friend that's going through problems not with his marriage. I said, "Dude, what's wrong?" He's like, "Man, my wife just be saying stupid shit to me." I was like, well, give me an example. He said, "Yesterday, I came in the bedroom, and she was like, I want you to take off my dress, and take off my bra, and take off my panties." I was like, "Ooh, that sounds sexy as hell. What else did she say?" She said, "Don't let me catch you wearing my shit again." But I will tell you the secret though, man. Keep somebody in your life that's been married longer than you, right? I got an uncle that's been married for 50 years, and he gives me advice all the time, right? He's like, "Boy, you gotta switch it up. You gotta keep it new. Surprise your woman." And I was like, "All right, give me an example." He said, "For my 25th year anniversary, I took my wife to China." I said, "Shit, Uncle, what'd you do for 50? He said, "I went back and got the bitch." Like, I think that's cheating. But after being married this long, man, I don't know where my married couples at. Married couples? All right, how many years, guys, back here?
46.
46 years, man. Give it up for them 46 years. Wow. You said it with such enthusiasm, man. You meant that 46. I love it. Anybody longer than 46? Anybody longer? All right, free water for them all night long, as much as you can drink, man. Give it to them. 46 years, man. That's amazing. And, you know, I found that you should have warned me. I didn't know about this phase in marriage. We're in the empty nest phase, where the kids are grown and gone. Empty nesters? Any empty nesters in here? Yeah, kids grown and gone, right? Well, I got that one boomerang son. You know, you throw him out, right? You got a boomerang kid too?
That was me.
Oh, that was you? Yeah, we got some boomerang husbands too. Get your ass out. But yeah, I got it, you know, we call ourselves empty nesters, but he's still hanging on to a few branches, right? I'm like, they call it empty nest for a reason. Let go. But it's interesting because me and my wife, we're relearning each other all over again, right? And fellas, you relearn some of the lessons you learned when you first got married. Like what's yours is hers, and what's hers is also hers, right? Right? You learn that shit all over again, right? You know, like recently we went out to eat, and we went to Cheesecake Factory, and I bought this big piece of cheesecake and couldn't finish it, right? So I put it in the refrigerator. It was in there for like 4 or 5 days. I forgot about it. I'm sitting on the couch, I'm watching TV, my wife is out with her girlfriends, and I wanted a snack. And I was like, what do I have? That cheesecake, right? Now you're a big guy, right? When you remember you got a snack in the refrigerator, right? You be like, oh shit, it's like your birthday, New Year's, 4th of July, Christmas, all rolled into one, right? It was in my mouth like cheesecake. I jumped off the couch like cheesecake. Now cheesecake don't have a dance, but I made one up that night. I was like, cheesecake. I'm about to get my cheesecake. My cheesecake. I'm over in the kitchen like, my cheesecake. I'm about to get my cheesecake. Open up the refrigerator. My cheesecake. I'm about to get this cheesecake. Where is my cheesecake? I don't see the cheesecake. Who the fuck got my cheesecake? So I closed the refrigerator. And I do what we all do, thought about it for a minute, and opened it back up again. Cheesecake. I'm looking at places it can't be. I done looked in the little butter door. I done pulled the little drawers out where all the vegetables are spoiled at. I'm like, I don't know, where's my cheesecake? hey baby, what's up? I'm like, cheesecake. Where's my cheesecake? She said, that cheesecake from 4 days ago? I said, yeah. She said it was old, I threw it away. You threw away my cheesecake? You threw out my cheesecake? And I looked over the garbage can and was like, what time did you throw it away? Right, look, don't lie. Hey, if it's at the top, fellas, if it's at the top of the garbage can, the box is still closed, that cheesecake is fair game. That's still a good piece of cheesecake, right? That's a $15 piece of cheesecake. I'm eating that cheesecake. And ladies, don't laugh. You want us to eat your ass, we'll eat that cheesecake, you know? It wouldn't have lasted that. We would eat it.
You got 2 days.
And then you're going to eat the cheesecake, right? That cheesecake is fair game. I love it, man. You know, being married is cool, man. Me and my wife, we learn each other all, you know, much better now. Like for Father's Day, she know I don't like to go out to eat, so she cooked for me. I just wish she knew how to cook. It would make it so much better, right? And you're like, how bad could it be? Well, last weekend she burned my breakfast, and I had to tell her, babe, cornflakes ain't supposed to go like this. I don't know where you got this TikTok-ass recipe from. This is stupid, you know? But then she made me meatloaf on Father's Day, and she know I love a good meatloaf. But it was her meatloaf. So later on, she wanted to get kinky, and she was in bed like, choke me. I want you to choke me a little bit. So I gave her some of that meatloaf. I was like, it choked me, let it choke you too, right? I can't get mad at her though. My wife will beat my ass. Yeah, she's way tougher than me. You know, she's the authoritarian in the house. I found that out early in our marriage when the kids was little. I was in the house, you know, throwing the kids around, you know, tossing them on the bed and everything. She came upstairs like, when I come upstairs, I better have your ass in the bed. I didn't know she was talking to. I got in the bed too. Shit. I ain't trying to get in trouble. She was like, get your ass out of bed. You got to cut the grass. Oh, okay. My wife is the authoritarian. My wife told me one time, you know. I told her one time. I was like, babe, you got an anger problem. She said, who the fuck you think you talking to? I said, you got an anger problem. She said, I'll smack the shit out you right now. I said, can we talk about this after church? I mean, because this is stupid. These people are all looking at us. But I love her though, man. She's been by my side for a long time, man. 29 years is a long ass time, you know. And it's a lot of memories there, you know what I'm saying? Like I would like their memories when my kids was little, right? I don't know if you remember when they were like little, you know, not that, you know, fuck you, dad, I don't want to clean up shit, you know, not that age. I'm talking about the little age when they need you still, right? You know, my son was like a little curious kid. Hey, Dad, what are we doing? Why? Where we going? What are we doing that for? He was a curious kid, right? So much so that they wanted to put him on medication. And I was like, I don't want him on medication. He was like, no, we think he need to be on medication to focus. I was like, I don't want him on medication. I'm old school, you know. Whoop his ass, push him down some stairs, you know. Slam his fingers in the door. I don't know, like, you know, the shit we do at home. He'll be all right. He'll act right. No. We think he should be on medication. I don't want him on medication. My wife was like, look, you try it first. Okay. Bet. He's 10. He only got to take one a day. I'm 3 times his size. I'll take 3. I have never paid this much goddamn attention in my life, right? I came home and looked at my wife, was like, oh shit, you got your nails done, your toes done, your hair's done? Wow, that's incredible. Tell me about your day. She was like, are you listening to me? I said, I actually am this time, right? She was like, well, look, I need you. I'm like, shh, you don't hear that butterfly flying over the top of the house, right? I was like super focused, right? And years later, my son is off the medication. Why? I'm still on it. She's like, did you take your medication this morning? I'm about to take it now. My son was too curious. When he was real little, he asked me the question that all dads don't want to answer. He was like, Dad, where do babies come from? I was like, I don't want to lie to the little dude and do storks and, you know, all of the shit that, you know, in fantasy books. I don't want to lie to him, right? He don't lie to a little kid. So I told him the truth. I was like, son, listen. Men have a fluid in their body called semen. And women have an egg in their stomach. And when the man and woman like each other, they get together romantically, the semen get on the egg, you get pregnant, you have a baby. My son turned his head to the side and said, if the egg is in her stomach, how did semen get there? She swallow it? I said, whoa. Whoa. That's not how she get pregnant. That's how she get the wedding ring. I mean, she get pregnant completely different. I don't want to lie to him. My daughter was completely different. Typical little girl. Barbies everywhere. Anybody got daughters? Where my people have daughters? Yeah. Was she good? Like a little typical little girl? Yeah. I love that, right? Play with Barbies, had little tea parties, all that stuff. I love it, man. You know, because she gonna go up to bed a little late. Only thing is she played with Barbies a little bit too much. Like one night I get in the shower to take my nightly shower, and she left a Barbie in the bathtub, right? So I picked the Barbie up, I'm rinsing it off. My wife came in the bathroom, I said, and put it behind my back, right? I want my wife to see me with a Barbie in the bathtub. My wife was like, Rob, give me the Barbie, our daughter needs you to go to bed. I said, I ain't got the Barbie. She said, Rob, stop playing, let me see your hand. I was like, she said, Rob, stop playing, let me see your other hand. I was like, she was like, okay, maybe you don't have it. She left. I said, whoo. I pulled it out and the head was gone. My daughter never played with Barbies again after that. We started buying her G.I. Joe after that, right? But she's beautiful, man. She's grown now, 29 years old. She lives in Columbus, Ohio. I live in Cleveland, about a 2-hour drive. And I perform in Columbus a lot. And one time I'm in Columbus and I'm going back to Cleveland. And this is why you have to ask millennials the right questions, you know, when you're in their house. I was like, dude, I'm going back to Cleveland. I don't want to stop on the road. Can I get something out of the refrigerator to eat? She said, Dad, get whatever you want. So I looked in the refrigerator and she had these cheesecake brownies in there. Now y'all already know. I like cheesecake, right? I like a little cheesecake. And he got brownies too? I'm like, all right, cool. I grabbed 2 of them. Now, I didn't know it was these magic brownies, right? Have you guys had the magic brownie? I said, yeah, you've had one, right? Why you didn't warn me about these brownies? Like, I found out later that even though it's a big brownie, you don't eat the whole thing. You're supposed to eat like a portion of it. I didn't know this. I grabbed 2, right? And Papa, bow, I'm on the road. I'll see you later, dude. About an hour into my drive, I started freaking out like, okay. Right? Like all this crazy. Right? I started like going, okay, something ain't right. I started patting myself, oh shit, oh no, oh shit. I forgot my car keys and drove all the way back to Columbus, right? I knocked on my daughter's door. She answered the door like, Dad, what you doing here? I said, have you seen my car keys? She said, did you eat one of them brownies? I said, no. I ate 2 of them brownies. She said, lay on this couch before you die. She started throwing ice on it. I didn't know, right? Ask the right questions if you're going to be hanging out with your kids, man, you know. I'm glad I'm married though, man, because I ain't for the dating scene right now. Anybody dating? Like, where my daters at? Anybody on a date tonight? If you guys all pretty much are married or couples, okay. Like, when ain't it scary when people have to go through the date now, right? Like back in the day, a good question to ask a woman when you walked up to her was, excuse me, I see you by yourself. Do you have a man, right? That was a good question to start with. Now you got to start with, excuse me, I see you by yourself. Are you a man? the script is flipped, right? I don't miss dating at all, man, because I never had great luck dating. I remember I was at the club one time, this girl grabbed my ass. I was like, ooh, that was cool. Found out later she stole my wallet. I was like, oh, that wasn't cool at all, you know? I finally got a girl to date me one time, and we was out, you know, chilling somewhere, and her ex-boyfriend came around the corner, right? And he saw my girl. Now, this dude was like 6'2", you know, slim, covered with muscles. He saw my girl and was like, hey, what's up, little bit? Grabbed her by her ass, picked her up, and started swinging her around. I was like, no, this dude didn't grab my girl and start swinging her around. No, he didn't. I said that to myself because he was a big motherfucker, right? She said, this is my new boyfriend, Robert. He said, what's up, little man? And pick me up, too. Now, hey, I didn't just take that shit. I was kicking my feet and everything. I was kicking my feet like, put me down. Why are you so strong? This is ridiculous right now. I just didn't do good dating, man. And I would date anybody, you know. But the only person I wouldn't date is Wonder Woman. And that's only because she has that magic lasso to make men tell the truth, right? Like, are you ready for that? Do you want that? Like, are you ready to come home late from work one night and your wife is in the middle of the living room in some cowboy boots and a cowboy hat with her magic lasso? Get your ass in here. Looking like Beyonce on the Cowboy Carter album and shit. She got a hat on, there's a horse in the background for some reason. She like, get your ass in here. You're like, what's going on? What is this? It's a magic lasso, you have to tell the truth. Where was you at tonight? I was at the strip club making it rain. What is this? It's a magic lasso, you have to tell the truth. How did I really look in that dress last week? Your ass looked like a frozen bag of crinkle cut french fries. What is this? It's a magic lasso, you have to tell the truth. Do you want to fuck my sister? I already fucked your sister. What is this? It's a magic lasso. I don't want that. So I'm glad I'm married, man. You know, glad. You know, try me if you're glad you're married. Little delay. It's a little delay. That's all right, though. You know, you get used to it. You know, ain't nothing out here, man. The most depressing people in the world are middle-aged single men. You know, because they just sound confused all the time. I don't know what happened. I took her home and I thought it was a woman and it wasn't. I ended up sword fighting for a half hour. You ever had your ass ate, Rob? Like the guy told me that one time. You ever had your ass ate? No, I don't want that. I don't want that, right? He's like, I took this girl home. I thought I was going to put her legs behind her head. She put my legs behind my head. I was like, oh, no. How did that happen? I don't want that. I don't want it for two reasons, ladies. I don't want to like it. And I don't want to have to ask for it, right? Like, how do you ask for that? Is there a romantic way to ask for that? Like, you know, hey, like you walk in the bed, like you walk in the bedroom with a can of whipped cream, like, hey, you know it's our anniversary, right? You know it's our anniversary. 29 years, girl. I don't want that at all, you know? Too old for that shit. You know, it's okay to get old, you know? Just, man, make sure to keep up with your doctor's appointments, right? Women, y'all keep up with your doctor's appointments. Ladies, clap if you keep up with your doctor's appointments. Yeah, see that, man? The only doctor we see on a regular basis is whoever working in the emergency room. Because we don't go, you know, for the most part. And our doctor's appointments are so easy. It's right? All the way up until you get 50. When I turned 50 and went to the doctor and tried to leave, all right, doc, see you next year. He was like, hold on, Robert. We have one more area to check. I was like, oh, okay, maybe he missed something. Okay, He was like, that's not where I need to check. I said, well, where do you need to check? He said, lower. I said, well, where you need to check? Because we ain't gonna be in this goddamn office all day. But man, go, let him check. I know it's embarrassing. I know. But last time I went, the guy greased his hand up, turned me around, bent me over, and found that goddamn Barbie head. Yeah. She was no longer a blonde. She had a surprised look on her face. You act like you don't believe me. Here, go right here. I'm gonna need that back for my HMO after the show. Well, man, get it together, man. We gotta get it together, don't we? You know? Get our shit right. Get our health right. Get our money right. I'm trying to get my money right now. If you got good credit, let me hear you. Yeah, I got good credit up in here. Yeah. I need some of that. I need your advice. Because my credit is bad. My credit is so bad that last dude that ran my credit fucked this credit up too. I don't qualify for nothing, man. I found out the hard way at the bank. I went to the bank to try to get a loan over the pandemic. Everybody's like, you can get a PPP loan. All you have to have is a heartbeat and a good excuse, right? So I'm like, all right, I marched my happy ass into the bank. Hey, I want a PPP loan. They had me in the lobby, sounded like a rapper Lil Jon. Because I was in the lobby like, I was turned down for what? Turned down for what? They was like, are you behind on your student loans? I said, yeah. They said, well, we can't give you the loan. I said, okay. Had to leave. But I found out the secret though. I saw a white dude get turned down for a loan and got mad. He was not having it. He got up and hit the desk like, boom, this is preposterous. Who can I talk to? So they called the branch manager, the regional manager, the district manager, and gave this guy a loan. I'm like, I'm gonna try that, right? Next time they turned me down, I got up and hit the desk. Boom, this is preposterous. Who can I talk to? She called the security guard, the police, the Army, Navy, I think the Coast Guard was in. I did not get the loan, is what I'm trying to say. It didn't happen. But I'm from Cleveland, man. We deal with it. Right? Anybody from Cleveland in here, right? Anybody ever been to Cleveland? No? You been to Cleveland? Yeah. Did you stay long?
I lived there with my ex-husband for a couple months.
Oh, that sounds.
Over in like Cleveland Heights,
Yeah.
one of the outskirts of it.
You, as soon as you said ex-husband, it was like, okay, that's Cleveland right there. It's miserable, you know. You know, we get happy over the stupidest shit, but we deal with depression all year long, right? We deal with fits of anger, rage, you know, mood swings. They call it brown season, but I just call it being a Clevelander. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. Who do y'all root for here? Y'all root for what's the team here? The Colts? Or? Okay, all right. How they looking this year? They looking okay? No? Okay. You gotta be better than the Browns. The Browns don't look like shit right now. You know. We did the thing with that one quarterback, the freak dude, Deshaun Watson. You know, and I don't know why we paid him all that money, freak ass. You know, I mean, I didn't mind that we got him because he was a talented dude. I just didn't want them to make him the team captain because of his problems, right? Because the team captain has to come to the middle of the field for the coin toss. And do you really want this freaky dude having to decide between head or tail? You know, he'd be in the middle of the field like, you want head or tail? Oh, shit, I don't know. Can I get both? I mean, shit, the last person gave me both. Just go to the locker room, put your goddamn towel back on, get off the field, right? Now we got Shedeur Sanders. And the Cleveland Browns fan want us to put him in for everything. Put Shedeur in! I'm like, he's a 5th round draft pick. I don't give a fuck. Put Shedeur in. You know? Put Shedeur in. I was like, this is the Guardians, man. This ain't even the Browns right now. Yeah. We don't care. Put Shedeur in. They want us to put him in everywhere, right? Put Shedeur in. This is a WNBA game. He cannot. We don't care. Put Shedeur in. Like, so we're going to see, man. We struggle every year, you know, with the Browns. And that's kind of Cleveland, right? We happy with mediocre shit. I've seen people happy with a bad job. I ran into a guy cleaning toilets one weekend. He was cleaning toilets. He was all in the front of it, got all in the back of it, got all inside of it. He finished and was like, how was that? I was like, fine. But can I get off of it first next time? God damn, this is ridiculous. Just happy with a bad job, you know? We happy with mediocre circumstances. My cousin had a housewarming party the other weekend. He didn't buy a new house. He got his heat cut back on. So we went over to celebrate, right? Like, hey, house getting warm. The roof is getting warmer. We don't have no water because they didn't cut that on. They didn't cut the water on yet either. So. But we deal with it, man, you know? We deal with being broke. We shop at thrift stores. Where my thrift store shoppers at? Any thrift store shoppers in here? Yeah. Shit, I love the thrift store. Your old shit is my new shit. You know? This ain't mine. This is yours. I got on right now. This ain't even mine. This is yours. This is something you turned in. I could have, huh? Yeah, we probably wear the same size. I'll give it back to you. We can share. Love the thrift store, man. This shit is already broke in. The sweaters already got lint balls. The dress shoes already leaning over a little bit. The Barbies already missing their heads. I mean, it's beautiful, you know? I found a gift from the universe the other night. I went to the thrift store and found a Walmart employee vest. Had to buy it. You know how much fun it is to walk through a Walmart with an employee vest on and you're not an employee? Ooh. I was tapping on other employees like, hey, the boss wants to see you in the back, and he is not happy, right? This lady walked up to me with 6 kids, was pregnant with number 7. Was like, excuse me, sir, can you tell me where the Pampers are? I said, Pampers? Bitch, you need to be looking for condoms, and I ran. I went back to my section, the cheesecake section. They caught me though, man. I was helping a customer take a 75-inch TV to their car. Yeah, customer was me, so they was not happy. They was like, you fired. I said, I quit. We deal with it though, man. I don't even know why I don't have money, because I grew up with a cheap father. You know, I had a cheap parent. You know, one of the parents, my dad was one of those eat all your food dads, right? You better eat all the food on that plate. One time I ate a plate. I didn't know, I was scared, you know. Better eat all the food on that plate. My dad would take my winter clothes that was too little into the basement at the beginning of spring with some scissors and come out a half hour later with my summer clothes. I'm like, Dad, what the hell I'm gonna do with a short sleeve turtleneck? Come on, Dad, corduroy shorts? Ain't nobody wearing this. I'm hot and cold at the same time. It's ridiculous. The stupidest shit ever, right? You know, and we made me cheap, man. Me and my wife are cheap. We got married cheap, you know. We had a cheap wedding. You know, people was like, did you have a limo at your wedding? Shit, the only limo we had at our wedding was lemonade. You know. But like I said, we've been married for 29 years, so every now and then I do expensive stuff for her, right? You know, on anniversaries, right? Black lives matter. So on our anniversaries, I do expensive shit for her, right? But I'm running out of ideas. So our last anniversary, I didn't know what to do, so I got the words "I love you" tattooed down the front of my penis. I love you, right? Tattooed down the front, and I went home to show her, hey, Benny, look what I did for you. Look what I did for you. She said, Rob, all these years I've been married to your cheap ass, now you trying to put words in my mouth? So I'm tired of being cheap, man. I want to do expensive stuff, but I just don't have the money. So right now I just have to fantasize about it. You know, like I don't have $1 billion, but I fantasize about having $1 billion, right? I don't have a lot of money now, and I'm already negotiating with a funeral home to put a Jack-in-the-Box crank on the side of my coffin. Just because I think that would be hilarious for people to walk by, right? Every now and then I'll pop up like, hey, why did you chicken cross the road, right? Every now and then I'll pop up and throw a Barbie head on somebody. He's still doing it. But I just have to fantasize. What is the lottery up to $1 billion now, right? Did y'all see that? Powerball is up to $1 billion. Dude, do you fantasize about winning? Like, what would you do with the money if you won? Yeah, that's nice, right? I would take an awesome trip without my family. I would do it in reverse. How about you? What would you do with $1 billion? Hat right here. One hell of a trip, right? You just want to get away, right? Yeah, how about you? Would you get some sleeves for that shirt if you had $1 billion? You just stay home? How much beer can we get for $1 million? I love it, man. Nice. Right. We fantasize, right? What would you do with $1 billion? Start our own business, huh? I love it. Oh, okay. I love it, man. I fantasize. I'm a comedian, so I fantasize stupid shit, right? Like if I won $1 billion, I would start an energy company, But I'm stupid, I'm silly, so I would do stupid shit. I would start an energy company, but I would only hire white people. But I would call my company Black Power. Just because I think it would be funny for y'all to explain where you work, right? Like, what's your name now? Bob. Hey, Bob, I heard you got a new job. Where is it that you're working? Yeah, right? See how it just rolls off the tongue? It's so easy. I wouldn't even give you an employee badge. I would give you an employee bracelet that you had to hold up to a light to punch in. Okay, you can come in, right? I'll leave y'all with my main fantasy though. I do want to do stuff that helps society. So if I was a billionaire, I would do something about social justice, right? And I was trying to think, what could I do about it? And as I watched videos of encounters with police, I noticed that the taser gun don't always work, right? You ever see taser, guys say taser, get the taser off me, I'll fuck all y'all up, right? So I would hire a group of scientists to replace that. We need something that work better, right? So we're gonna replace the police taser gun with the orgasm gun. That's right. I've watched a bunch of dudes fight off a taser. I've never seen a dude fight off an orgasm, and I watch a lot of porn. Okay? I feel like if we had an orgasm gun, the encounters would go so much better. Like, come on, cops, I'll kill all y'all. Hit him with the O gun, Charlie. Oh! 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 Don't touch me, listen. I'm gonna go to sleep for 5 minutes, but when I wake up, I'm killing all of y'all. The only bad thing about it, though, it'll only work on men. You have to hit a woman with it like 5 or 6 times to put her down, right? Like, oh, shit! Oh, hit me again. Oh, my God, yes! Oh, fuck, yes! Okay, well, for y'all this time. Hey, listen, my name is Rob Coleman, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. I appreciate it. I am going to be somewhere in the club selling little dollar bracelets, so if you want something to remember me by, stop by and get a bracelet or just stop by and say hi, and I really appreciate it, man. Follow me at RUFunnyRob on all social media, the letter R, the letter U, Funny Rob, and I appreciate you guys laughing. Thank you guys again for it. Sound like my wife.
Thank you, Rob. Hey, let's hear it for Rob. We're creating great comedians to this club. So he's just an example of what you can see each week when we have clubs here. Chris has his team running the place. Got some great comedy nearby. So take advantage of that. All right. Next, I'd like to bring out the next comedian. She is from Indianapolis, Indiana. What do you think? You guys like Indianapolis? Okay, she's from Indianapolis, Indiana. She travels all over the country. In fact, she was just at the Burbank Comedy Festival, Burbank, California, not Burbank, Pennsylvania. Big deal. And she's one of the bad moms of comedy. Super funny. Please welcome Val to the stage.
Thank you, Joey. Do you want off the stage? Okay, this is what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do this.
Val Werner.
Yeah. I was 99% sure he forgot my last name. I was gonna shout it, but I didn't want him to, yell at me. So, guys, thank you so much for coming out. I saw a lot of your hands were raised that you're volunteers at Community Harvest. Is that right? Yeah? Guys, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much for what you're doing. We really appreciate your service. And coming out for live comedy, like he said, without you, we would just be talking in a room like an AA meeting. Yeah. Yeah, Chris is an alcoholic. No, I'm sorry. I don't know if that's actually true. And give it up one more time for Rob Coleman. I greatly appreciate Rob going before me because he had a James Brown towel, so I get to bring my own James Brown towel just in case like the menopause kicks in. Okay, so that's what I had. I had that in my pocket. I also had my phone in my pocket for the Alzheimer's. So there we go. All right, folks. I'm glad that we're out here on a Friday getting some laughs because we all need laughter in our lives because there's some crazy shit going on out there. This guy gets it, right? I know I've been struggling lately. It's kind of why I'm at cupcake weight right now because I've been eating my feelings and they're delicious. They are. Did you know feelings are delicious? Yes, sadness tastes of buttercream. That's what I found out, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to get down to salad weight, but salad also tastes of sadness. So I'm not like on board with that. No, I'm just kind of having struggle right now because I've recently become a white woman. I didn't know how hard you guys have it. It's really difficult to be a white woman because I used to be an Asian woman and then I got fat and I let my hair go gray. And they came and they stole my Asian lady card. And they just left the white lady card with some Uggs and an apple, like a pumpkin spice latte. Very excited about this. No, I am what my friends call a surprise Asian because now people look at me, it's a surprise. They're like, I didn't know that. Like, I know what I look like now. I look like a grandma from Michigan at this point, right? I look like I'm cosplaying Paula Deen. And that's fair, you know? I did, like when I was thinner and I had black hair, people would kind of look at me and be like, what flavor of Asian are you? Like, are you island Asian or are you jungle Asian? Yeah. Now people just look at me and ask, do you want ranch with that? And that's also fair. That's fair. And the answer is always yes, because ranch is delicious. But no, you're probably, like, it's probably fair to say that it is a difficult thing for me to pin down my ethnicity because I'm a Wasian. Do you know what a Wasian is? She's like, no, okay. It's a white Asian. So you can guess my dad was in the military. Like, how else does it happen? How many vets do we know with Asian wives? It's the only way it happens. My parents met during the war in Vietnam. And I think that war is the original Tinder, you know? Like, because how else does a white guy from Grand Rapids match with an Asian lady from Thailand? It takes a whole war. It does. It took the Viet Cong to get my parents together. It took a 25-year-old blonde to break them up, so. And I'm not joking. But we immigrated here to the United States in 1978. It was Wisconsin. It was one of the worst blizzards in living memory. And my mom had never seen snow. Like, she didn't speak the language, and she was stuck in a mobile home with 2 toddlers. And my dad said that she packed her bags like 5 times that winter. She was like, fuck it, I go home now. Now, I do want to describe my mom so you can picture her while I'm talking shit about her. Okay, my mom is 4'10". She's a tiny little Asian woman. She still dyes her hair black, so I'm a huge disappointment to her. Like, when I let my hair grow white, she looked at me and she says, "Oh, why you do that to me?" Yeah. My mom used to travel into the States and back to Thailand quite often. And I took her to the airport one time and she had eyebrows. Swear to God. Picked her up a few months later. She had no eyebrows. She did have tattoos where eyebrows are supposed to be. And you know, she caught me looking, so she gave me that mom look, that I dare you to say something look. So then I realized like my only duty now as a daughter is to pretend she doesn't have the weirdest face tattoo since Mike Tyson. My mom is quite short and my dad is 6 feet tall. And like, thank God, because he saved me from a life of stools. just stools in every room. Do you guys know any short queens? My mom loves to show off her stools. She's like, this is the kitchen stool. This is the bathroom stool. This is the living room stool. This is my favorite stool. And I'm like, I don't have a favorite stool, thank God. My mom is kind of one of those mothers that is always telling you the truth. And we've become kind of best friends because of that. Like when I was worried about like all the weight that I put on, my mom just looked at me and she says, oh, don't worry. You are so pretty. But you're fat. Like, and that's like a hug. It's her version of a hug. Like when I couldn't get dates, and I'm like wondering, like, why can't I get a date? She's like, oh, I know why. It's because you're so fat. Like, thank you. It's fair, right? Being fat is a really big deal in Asian society. We're ostracized. One time I took her to dinner, and she looked at the dress I was wearing, and she says to me, that dress, it makes you look white. Like Chinese white. And you don't know this, but that's not a compliment from my mom, because she's a racist. She really is. She's a racist. She's not like an evil, cross-burning racist. She's like amateur racist. Like, you tell the kids, don't repeat what Nana says at school, okay? Just don't do it. And I know it's weird to hear that an Asian woman is very racist, but I'll tell you what, nobody can racist better than an Asian. Like, nobody. If you've ever go to Thailand, it's about 99.6 Asian, all right? There are no other races. There's no black people. There's no Hispanics. The only whites that are there are frat boys that got caught by cocaine from a lady boy in Bangkok. Like, that's the only reason why they are still there in the country. No, she's pretty racist. I took her on vacation one time. This is the worst thing she said. We went to South Carolina, and she really wanted to go on a plantation tour, okay? Now, remember my mom, she's 4'10", she's got black hair, she's got a giant iPad on a strap around her neck, so she can take pictures of everything, right? We're on a tour group, we're in the slave quarters. My mom's doing this, she's going, oh, it's not so bad. They had a nice house, and free food, and a good job. And all the nice black people in our tour group were like, what the fuck she say? All the whites just looked to the ground. They're like, thank God it's not one of us this time. I just left her. I was like, I don't need to see what an Asian lynching is gonna look like, Now my mom is one of those immigrants that she doesn't like other immigrants. You guys probably know somebody like that. For her, it's like mostly the southern border that she has an issue with. Because she says they need to do it the right way, the legal way, like I did. And I'm like, they can't all marry a GI, Mom, Like, they can't all take the vagina path to citizenship, okay? Like, I like to joke with her, she's got that H-1 pussy visa. Yeah, she doesn't like that. She doesn't like that joke. For decades, my mom worked as a bank teller, and this was the perfect job for her because she was able to stop 3 bank robberies, 2 of them with just her mouth. That's all it took. Like, that's her only weapon. This first guy comes in, she said he was really big, he was very aggressive, he's like criminally dumb because he's wearing his work shirt with his name on it, right? So when he gave her the bank robbery note, she just looked at him and said, oh, what? Are you stupid or something, Steve? And it freaked the fuck out of Steve. He's like, how does this little Asian woman know my name? And he just ran for the door. And bonus, he'd written his bank robbery note on the back of his ATM receipts. Negative $22, if you're wondering. The second guy that tried to rob my mom's bank, she said he was really tall and he was scrawny and he was sweating buckets. He was so nervous and his hand shook when he gave her the bank robbery note. And she just put a caring hand on top of his and says, oh, don't do this. You're too skinny for prison. She came home so freaking proud of herself. She's like, I don't think he knew he too skinny for prison. And I'm like, yeah, you're a hero. You saved a life by being a monster. That's the third bank robbery where my mom stopped. It was lunchtime, and she was going to go on her break, but on the way out, she was going to refill the large ATM. If you don't know this, you actually have to go in the ATM to do that. So she gets her bag of money and her big purse, and she goes out to the ATM. Now, inside, there's a live feed of the bank, and there's a very serious bank robbery going on. 2 guys, guns, masks, the whole 9 yards. So she calls 911, right? And the operator says, ma'am, I need you to stay where you are for your safety. And she says, no, it's my lunch break. And she just hangs on the phone. She grabs her big purse and she gets out of the ATM. Now, I heard the rest of the story from my mom's best friend, Pat, who also works at the bank. And she says, Val, it was so scary. I had my hands up, I had a gun in my face, and I'm looking out the front window, and there's your mom walking with her big purse. She's got the nerve to stop and wave. So the cops show up, right? They catch the guys, and they ask Pat, they're like, who called 911? And Pat's like, oh, that was Barnett. She's next door having a chicken salad sandwich. Because she didn't give a fuck after that, right? It's 30 bank robberies. She does not care anymore. But after stopping 3 bank robberies, she did get fired from that job. She wouldn't stop calling her bank manager the gay. Do you need a checking account? Go talk to the gay. Do you need a mortgage? Or the gay will help you. And I'm like a good daughter, right? I'm like, Mom, you cannot call him the gay. She's like, but why? He gay. I'm like, it's not nice. You can't do it. She's like, no, he is super gay. And I'm like, yes, I've met the man, but you're gonna get fired. And she's like, no, he is lady boy gay. And I'm like, that's why the third bank canceled you. Like, that's why. And she doesn't get that. She doesn't get that at all. Cancel. She doesn't understand me doing this, just by the way. Because like a good Asian daughter, I got good grades, I became a physicist and an engineer. And I quit that job because it paid too much money so I could do this. Yeah. So she doesn't get it at all. She's 75, her whole life here. She's never been to a comedy club. It's not like there's a Laugh Factory down the road in rural Thailand in Udon Thani. So she's never been to a club. And this one time I posted a picture of me in Facebook, and it was like 100 people, and I said, great set, 45 minutes of fun, whatever, right? She immediately calls me, and she just says, why are those people there? I'm like, well, what do you mean? She goes, why are so many people? And I'm like, well, they bought tickets. And then we tried to make them laugh. And she's like, so you didn't just find all the people? I'm like, I'm not a busker. I'm not like walking around with jokes on a microphone, right? And she's like, why do you talk so long? I'm like, because it's still legal in America for a woman to talk for 49 minutes. Maybe for like 30 more minutes. No, so she doesn't get it. My dad also does not understand comedy. My dad's a military man. And if you've ever known some vets, like my dad is allotted 40 words a day. Like that's all he's allowed to talk, right? So the first time he saw me perform, he comes up to me after the show and he says, you seemed to know what you were doing. And it was that seemed to that really warmed my heart for my dad, right? Yeah, so I hope one day to perform for my mom. She doesn't come back much though. I mean, she hasn't been back for a long time. She's all booed up in Thailand. My mom is 75. She has a 53-year-old boyfriend. And it's so cheesy, but like right next to Cougar, there's Cher and my mom. I'm just like right there in the dictionary. So she's not coming back. I find this like an interesting fact. My husband is also 53 years old. So she and I finally have one thing in common, like just one thing. My mom's got a big farm in Thailand, And a couple years ago, they legalized marijuana. So I kind of jokingly asked her, I'm like, so are you going to start growing marijuana? And she says, start? And she could she could tell I did not believe her. So she sends me a selfie with her marijuana plant and the double peace sign. Like every Asian I know, Grand Canyon, double peace sign. So I like to tell people now that my mom is a drug dealer in Thailand. Yeah, that's some serious street cred with other comedians. I did quit my job after 20 years. James Brown. Okay. This is gonna sound so cheesy, but one of the first things I did when I quit was I smoked the marijuana. Because I hadn't done that for 20 years, right? Is there any marijuana smokers in here? Woo! Yeah, I already knew about you, Check. Okay, I already knew that. Yeah, I expressed it, not hear Rob say woo. I'm not a big smoker, and so it had been 20 years. So I went to that dispensary on the border with Illinois. And if you go, it is a very nice building. It is very clean, and the parking lot is full of white people, like a Cracker Barrel on a Sunday. So it's very safe. And I go inside, and I'm greeted by a bud tender named Blanche. She's 80 years old. She's got giant glasses with the chain on it, right? And she starts showing me around. There's like 250 varieties of the marijuana, and they're all in these like decorative tins with labels that say like indica or sativa or %TH, like whatever, right? Like, I don't know. Because like 20 years ago, when I smoked the marijuana, we didn't have decorative tins or labels. It came in a Ziploc bag, so you could see which had fewer seeds in it. She knows. Okay. Look, and I didn't have like a bud tender named Blanche. I had a drug dealer named Kyle, and I met him in his apartment. He would just pull out bags of weed from his couch. No. Okay. Yeah, so there were choices, is what I'm saying. And he was willing to accept sweaty $20 bills out of my bra. So that was helpful. But so I'm standing there, and Blanche is kind of looking at me, seemed confused, and she's like, what kind of experience did you want today, dear? And I'm trying to play it cool. I'm like, give me the strongest stuff you've got. And she's like, are you sure? Are you sure, dear? I'm like, yes. So she gives me something that's like 98% TH, like whatever, right? And she puts it in a brown paper bag. She lets me use a debit card. She does not want my sweaty $20 bills on my bra. So that weekend, it was Super Bowl Sunday, and I decide I'm gonna smoke that marijuana all by myself. Now, I don't know if you've ever been aggressively high before, like violently high, like too high. I thought I was doing pretty good. I really did. I'm sitting in my chair. The first touchdown happens, and then I noticed that the word touchdown just comes out of the television and starts floating over me. And I'm like, I wonder if that's delicious. And it wasn't delicious. So now I'm like, I am very high. And I remember when I was a kid, and I got too high, I would get paranoid about like the cops coming in, right? Or like the floor was gonna turn to marshmallow. But like at my age, I was very paranoid about breathing. Like, do I know how to breathe, right? Have I been breathing this entire time? And like eating was like doing a triathlon, okay? Like, to guide my hand into the potato chip bag and bring it to my face and chew without biting my tongue, that should be an Olympic sport. That's what it should be, all right? So at this point of the night, my phone rings, and it's my 75-year-old Asian mother calling me from Thailand. And I'm like, I'm not gonna be successful at that conversation, right? So I like ignore her, but she leaves me a voicemail that says something like this. She goes, call me back. I want to watch Super Bowl on my iPad. So, you know, I'm very high. I'm a little sweaty. I'm barely breathing, right? I've got potato chip all down my front and on the floor. And that's where they went. But I'm like, surely I could call my mom and help her watch some American football, right? So I look at my husband, Sean, who's completely sober, and I said to him, do you think I could get away with calling mom right now? He looks at me confused and then laughing because apparently all I actually said was, Sean. And that was it. Needless to say, I did not call her. My husband called her because he's that kind of guy. He is. He's perfect, right? James Brown. James Brown. Folks, this is day 1,455 of my midlife crisis. Are you partaking in the midlife crisis? She's like, hell yeah. Looking good doing it, by the way. Like Rob and I both, you stood up, we're like, oh my God, it's Wonder Woman. Swear to God. And he's like, yeah, she must have turned around 3 times on her way in. But yeah, I've gone a little crazy. I mean, I've been calling it human sabbatical. I think that's classier than midlife crisis, but I mean, I did. I quit my job and I bought a sports car. I took up woodworking, which is what my dad did in her midlife crisis, except I'm not popping erectile dysfunction pills. I don't have a 25-year-old blonde girlfriend. Mine is 20. Oh. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? What would I do with a 25? I don't know. I could not. It would be exhausting if I had a 20-year-old girlfriend. So now I'm a woodworking comedian. And our lives are quite different. You know, like my husband still goes to work, comes home, he talks about mergers and acquisitions. I spent the day making my eating ass joke work. So it's a very different dinner conversations now. And it takes adjustment. When you first start as a comedian, a lot of us carry around notebooks, so we can write down anything funny. So if you go to a comedy show and you see somebody with a notebook, that's a comedian right there. So like I would carry it around everywhere. Just if you have a funny idea, like dinner or the movies, or like during sexy times. Because at my age and physique, funny things happen during sexy time. They just honestly, they do. So like we're at the beginning of the sexy times. And I'm looking at my husband's developing situation that he has going on. And he sees me looking. So he gives me this big smile and he goes, oh, it's on the way. And I'm like, yeah, the dick's in the mail? Right? He laughs. I naked lunge for my notebook and I write down, dick's in the mail. And I look back at my husband, who's no longer smiling, and then I look at the situation, and it's no longer developing. And so I just say, oh, I guess the dick's not in priority mail. Yeah, I really wanted to tell that joke because it was one of the first ones I wrote. Still works, Chris. It still works. It really... I am a mom to 2 boys. I saw so many of you raise hands when Rob asked about girls. Are there any boy moms here? Boys. Yes. Honestly, I do think God knew what he was doing, not giving me girls. Because I was a tomboy myself. My sister has 2 daughters. During their teenage years, every time I go over there, somebody's upstairs crying. I'm like, why is she crying? They're like, we have no idea. And at this point, we don't care. I think the hardest part about raising boys is there's 3 things that I tried to keep in mind. One was just keep them alive until they're 18, right? Like that's job 1. Job 2 is make sure they're good men, right? We have a saying in our family, it's be a good human, right? Which my eldest has corrupted to say, don't be a dick. I don't care. That's like, the sentiment is the same, right? The third thing is, it's actually just keep them alive until they're 18. Because teenage boys try their very hardest to accidentally kill themselves. And I don't like it when people say, why do men die before women? I'm like, we all know why. We all know a man. Like, that's it. That's like the only reason. The only thing I really asked God for with my children was, I seriously wanted ugly children. Like just until they're in college and they can know what they're doing with their bodies, I did not get ugly children, okay? I just wanted ugly children so I didn't have girlfriends, because the only thing worse than a teenage boy is a teenage girl. And I did not want any of those in my house. So when they started maturing and being really good looking kids, when they were 14 and 15, I tricked them into being interested in fedoras. If you send a 14 and 15-year-old boy to high school in a fedora, no girl is coming back home with him, okay? Maybe a boyfriend, but definitely not a girlfriend, you know what I'm saying? I do have a wonderful husband. I know Rob is saying this is your 29th year of marriage, is that right?
Yeah.
This is my 29th anniversary is in December, so it's coming up. And it's such a long time, and we're one of those ridiculously happy couples that other couples want to punch in the face. You guys know people like that. Like we hug, we kiss, we hold hands. It's pretty gross. It's who we are though. And people do ask like, what's the secret to a long and happy marriage? And this is what I tell them, like, I committed early on to show appreciation to my husband every day. So every day, I just reach out and I touch his penis. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a touch. Like, it doesn't have to be sexual, is what I'm saying. It's like, it's just a reminder, like I'm your wife and I'm not your roommate, okay? Because if your roommate is touching your penis every day, sir, that's not a roommate. That's your down low gay lover. And congratulations. Although I was just in Burbank, I found out that a little dick touching between two men is just called California straights. So I learned something. But it's like a team effort, like any good marriage. Like if I've gone all day and I've forgotten to touch his penis and we've gone to bed, he'll get up and come to my side of the bed and like present me his penis. Right? I'm like, oh, good job, 5 stars for remembering. Like that works. Now we are a aging couple. My husband's 53. I'm about to turn 50. And sexy times for us is both hilarious and exhausting. Just straight up exhausting. Like we're having stand-up sexy times the other day. It's going pretty well. You know, it's like 4 stars. It was fun, right? It's very vigorous, but then it just abruptly stops, you know? So I'm like curious, right? And I turn around and find my husband. He's like this. He's going, I'll just be with you in just a second. Just give me a minute. Oh God, I think I'm having a heart attack. Now, this is not the first 7th inning stretch that he's had to have, but he does look unusually pale and sweaty. And so I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, oh God, I shouldn't have taken that Rhino 3000. And Rob knows what Rhino 3000 is. Really, Rob? Oh my God. Okay, Rhino 3000 is gas station Viagra, folks. It is not a good idea. Please don't find it. He said it's next to the 5-hour energy drink. So like one keeps you up for 5 hours and the other one keeps you like up for 5 hours. He said he wanted to supercharge date night, which I appreciated that. But look, this is like real talk for all of y'all who are younger than me, which I think is maybe most of you. That's how you guys come in. Sexy times as an older person, it just becomes a battle between time, gravity, and cardiovascular fitness, okay? Like I tell people all the time, like start jogging now. Because every time I have sexy times, I'm just wondering, are we gonna make it to the end before one of us has a debilitating foot cramp, or I throw my back out, or he has a heart attack from taking Rhino 3000? Oh my gosh. James Brown, thank you. I remember when we first started dating back in the 1900s, which is exactly how my sons describe it, by the way. When you guys met in the 1900s, was it horse and buggy? Was that, like, they love to joke about that. But it's true, right? It was the 1900s. My husband was kind of a shy guy, you know, a little bit self-conscious. And when it was clear that we were about to have our first sexy time together, he shaved his pubes to make his dick look bigger. It's a weird first impression. You know, and I'm like, he's fine. He's a 6 on a scale of what, 12 is the scale, right? So he's okay. But like, he shaves his pubes. I'm like, I'm a woman. I have eyes. I'm not stupid, you know? There's no shaving or contouring you can do down there to make it feel like 8 inches later. We're gonna figure that shit out. I know that we're supposed to tell men that size doesn't matter, and it does. It matters. It really. I know we all know, like the size this way or this way. It matters, and I think I have proof. All right. If size doesn't matter, why is every wife's dildo bigger than their husband's dick? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were happy with what you got, you go to the dildo store, and you're like, well, my husband is 4 inches, so take me to the 4-inch dildo aisle. Like, they would just laugh at us, right? They would be like, ma'am, 4 inches isn't a dildo. That's just a butt plug. Rob, you know what a butt plug is, right? Okay, no audience member left behind. I just wanted to check. I remember when you first started getting together and you're a little embarrassed, you know, and I really thought that the embarrassment was over for us after 28 years. And I found out I was so wrong a couple months ago. We're having sexy times. It's going very well. It's 4.2 stars because we made it all the way to the end. Thank you very much, right? And like a good woman, I immediately jumped off the bed to go to the bathroom. Now you guys know that, right? Because your penises are gross and disgusting. You put that in my body, I have to pee those germs out right away or I die. I think I die. So yeah, so like I jump off the bed and I immediately slip and fall and land on my naked butt like a starfish. This is me on the floor, but don't imagine me naked. But I was naked. Okay, so now I realize that I've slipped in lube. So now I'm naked starfish on the ground. I feel like I'm talking to God, right? I'm like, did you spill lube on the floor? And this little voice from the mattress just says, I didn't exactly spill it. I put lube on you, and I put lube on me, and we had the sexy times, and then a puddle formed. And I'm like, how much lube did you use? And he says, the whole bottle. Woo! I just bought that bottle from Walmart. So I'm like, my vagina is so old and dry, it takes a whole bottle. I crawled into the bathroom, just like shame, shame, shame. Yeah, that there's still embarrassment to be had. I guess that's my bottom line. After 28 years of marriage, I do have a complaint. Like, I am so sick of his dick tricks. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is this the dick you live with? Yes? Okay, so if you live with a dick, you might know what I'm talking about. He likes to wander around naked doing tricks with his dick to entice me, right? Like he does the one-handed helicopter, and if I don't pay attention, he does it faster. I'm like, babe, velocity's not gonna make me want it, more. It looks like spinning Play-Doh at that point. Because he's an older man, he can do this. He takes his ball sack and he covers his dick with it. And then he's like, babe, chicken cordon bleu. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. And if you're gonna try that at home, stretch first, just a little bit, But we've all seen a guy do this, where they stand there and they're naked and they're so proud to do this. Right? And the dick goes flap, flap, flap. Like, when did flap, flap, flap become universal for let's have sex tonight? It's not sexy. Don't do it, okay? It's not sexy. I think it's immature, all right? have coochie tricks, you know? Like, I don't try to squat up and down real fast to get a seal clap. No, no. No, like, I can't bend down that far to begin with. Like, I can't queef the national anthem, okay? Like, not in tune. Not in tune anyway. That was my summer goal, was just me and my vagina and a tuning fork. And we started with God Bless America. It didn't work out. I also thought I knew everything about my husband after 28 years, and we're having sexy times the other day. It's about a 3-star experience so far. So I think to myself, I'm gonna say something just so sexy to just like push it over the top, right? So I said to him, babe, why don't you pull out and nut on my titties? Sexy, I thought, no. I did not get the response that I thought I would. My husband stops the sexy times and he looks me in the eye and he says, I've always wanted to tell you, I don't like those words. I'm like, okay, what words? He's like, nut and titties. I'm like, okay, what's wrong with nut? He's like, nut is a noun. It's not a verb. And I'm like, your issue is grammar? Is that your issue? I'm like, okay, what's wrong with titties? He's like, titties makes you sound like you're on a porch in southern Indiana with your cousin uncle, you know, saying, look, titties. So I don't say nut on my titties anymore. I do say, oh dear heart, as an expression of your love, please spread your spirit across my décolletage. And that's been working for me. It really has. My husband is one of these guys that he's very good at showing affection, like buying flowers and doing things for me. He's terrible at romantic talk. Because we've been together for so long, when you're in a happy long-term relationship, you're voluntarily signing up to have your heart ripped out of your chest when that other person dies, right? This was our happy talk the other day, right? Because I said, I don't know what I would do without you. Like, I wouldn't do well without you. And he takes my hand and he looks me in the eye and he says, what if I promise that you'll go first? I'm like, that's a death threat. You just, that's not romantic, honey. There's also a thing with him. He's one of these guys that, like, if I say a fact, the very first word he'll say is actually. Do we have any actually abusers? Because of this, I don't like it when he's right about anything. Right? So there's this thing that he does that he thinks is cute. It's not cute. He does it practically every single day. So if I've had a stressful day, he'll say something like, you know what'll make you feel better? Vitamin D. He's like, vitamin D. And I'm like, your dick is not a psychoanalyst, okay? Like, it's not a therapist. And I can have a rash, and you'd be like, you know what'll clear that up? Vitamin D. And I'm like, your penis is not Windex, okay? It's not gonna clear up a rash. I could have rickets. And he would be like, you know what cures rickets? It's calcium and vitamin D. You guys are all too young for that joke. Okay, so anyway, I go to the doctor because I'm having these weird leg cramps. I got a doctor at the time. And she takes my blood, and later she calls me with the results. And she says to me, she goes, Miss Warner, you are surprisingly deficient in vitamin D. No, so I go home, and I have a very good husband, right? He knows I went to the doctor. He knows I got lab results. And he's like asking me, well, what did it say? It's cancer. I have cancer. Like, I would rather have cancer than him be right about vitamin D. When I first started doing comedy, you guys all know who James Brown is? I'm just up here James Browning. Okay. Remember when he would sweat so much and you'd be like, I can't go on. I can't go on. Okay, that's not what I'm doing. When we first started dating, or first started doing comedy, my husband came to me and he says, you know, it's going to be real lonely out there on the road. So I want you to know that you have my permission. So I have his permission now, folks. Like, that's what's been stopping me from cheating on him for 28 years is permission, right? I think it's cute, though. Like, he thinks that outside of some of these clubs, there's some young, hot guy out there waiting for me, you know? Just waiting to ask me, did you get permission, ma'am? Permission's not what's been holding me back. I'm 49 and I'm chubby, I have a wavy vagina. Pretty sure that's what's been holding me back. But I told that story in Ohio a couple of months ago, and I came outside, and there are two men waiting for me. And they asks me, how much permission you got? I'm like, not enough for the both of you. I did a show this summer, and it was terrible. I bombed. And I posted on the Facebook, tonight on stage, I ate a big dick. Now that's just comedy for I bombed, right? But, you know, it was just a more colorful way. Like, I literally hit the button post, and then my phone rings, and it's my 75-year-old Asian mother calling me from Thailand. And she doesn't even say hello. She says, what is this? You eat dick on stage. And I explained it to her, right? She's like, no. You take that post down. I don't want family to think you eat dick for a living. And I'm like, that's fair, right? And I do, like, if I talk to her about a show, she'll immediately ask me, did you eat a dick? Although recently she asked me, did you eat a dick? And I'm like, yes, I did, because I have permission. All right, guys, you've been a small but mighty crowd. We greatly appreciate you guys coming out for live comedy. Please give a big round of applause. That has been our show tonight. Let's get your host back out here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Get a hand to Val. That's W-E-R-N-E-R, right?
Yes.
You know, I'm old, and I'm starting to lose my memory. And like the other day, I went streaking, and I forgot to run. Okay. All right, I'd like to bring up our guest of honor, the one who promoted this show in the local area. I'd like to bring up Adam Roby from Harvest Food Bank of Fort Wayne.
Hey guys, I want to mimic everything that they just said. Thank you guys for coming out here. I've worked at the food bank for 4 years, just to give you an idea of what we do every day. You guys coming out here tonight supported, I think we had 23 military veterans use the food pantry today. We had over 100 non-military veterans use the pantry today. A couple hundred use our mobile food pantries today. We'll have about 1,800 attend our mobile pantry tomorrow morning. So coming out here, watching these great guys and girls come out and have a funny time with us, spending it with us, and spending a little bit of money to support us as well. And everybody wins. I think it's been a lot of fun. Special thank you to Joey for organizing this whole thing. Been very communicative the whole time. Driving, I guess, used a little bit of work, maybe. I don't know. That's the one joke. I was gonna try one joke.
Amen.
Yeah. But no, it means a lot that you guys selected us and you came out tonight to hang out for a couple hours and watch everybody have a good time, and just really, really genuinely appreciate it. And I can't thank you enough. So thank you.
I'm coming. Get up on stage.
All right.
It's that time.
What time is it?
It's raffle time. Woo-hoo. Get your cards out. First of all, if you want to buy some extra chances, $1 a ticket. Anybody?
Send a $100 prize. Pretty good.
$100. Anybody? $1 ticket.
Plus a couple gift cards as
How
well.
many you want?
I think you said 50.
5,000? 9? Make it 10? Yeah. You want 10? No. Oh, okay. Hang on.
One.
Give them half. Anybody else? Okay, Ron, would you mind? How much you got?
Yeah,
How
I
many you want?
got you. How many you got that you need? Okay, we need 5 tickets right there.
5 tickets back here. Okay, let's just throw it there. Okay. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see.
Roll that up.
You got it.
Yep. I'm gonna let this go. He's gonna split it off, I'll think the other one's up.
Anybody else?
And the name.
They have the same numbers, that don't mean matters, you know?
Take it away.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Going.
Gone.
Gone, okay. All right. Money and there's tickets in there. Okay, close your eyes.
Wow.
This is for. Shake it up. Shake it up, mix it up good. This is for the $25 Walmart, okay? We're gonna go in these in descending order. Is that right? Okay, what's the number?
Our number is 0161 281. All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Give her a hand. This one is for $50 Walmart gift card. Okay? Open your eyes, mix them up. That feels good.
Yeah. I'll go a little longer next time. 0161 294. Hey, all right. Better double check
Hey,
that
about
one.
those 5 tickets, huh? Yeah. 294.
All right.
Okay, where's the $50? It's either in here or in my pocket. Hang on. Okay. I have 100 left. Oh, here it is. 4. $100 to Mr. Lincoln. Or no, not Lincoln. That Grant. That Grant. 2 grants.
You're missing a zero.
Okay, drum roll. Good. Makes it good.
Okay, 0161 285.
Got it.
We keep it as a souvenir.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take it out from here.
Congratulations. Very cool.
Again, thank you all for coming. Would you come again we're gonna have another date, hopefully Chris will allow us to come back.
Yeah, you have another day on the calendar,
Yeah,
Joey.
October 24th.
I think that's correct.
So would you like to come back? Did you have fun tonight? All right. So, we've got the comedians back here. Some of them have merchandise. If you want to purchase that from them, that's how they make money sometimes. They don't get much all the time from this performing. Also, I have a card that I will give you on the way out. If you wouldn't mind filling it out, it's got 3 simple questions. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being perfect, how well did we entertain you? And if you can't give us a 10, what would we do? What's the number one thing we can do to change and improve that? And then lastly, what would be your next score? So we actually go over that. I'll review those with Chris after the show, the comedians as well. We take it seriously, getting better and better as a comedy program. So thank you all very, very, very much. And if you like our teaching, oh, and can I get a ride home?
Joey, how's your car? Joey, how bad is the car?
Did I hard one? It's not glass.
You do.
Oh, okay.